Hello and welcome back to the Golden Spiral YouTube channel. You guys are hearing me on a really good audio today because I'm recording in my dad's little studio, and I'll just be doing a Q&A over just random footage that I recorded of me just doing random things. And I'll throw in a few things for context as well, but basically I'm just going to be answering a few of your guys' questions, of my friends' questions, and I hope everybody watches this one because their questions are in it and not not really many of my subscribers' questions are in it. It's besides the point. My first question that I'm going to answer is what inspired you to do YouTube? And honestly, I would literally say DIY videos and slime videos that I used to watch when I was younger, and I just started doing the same thing and doing makeup videos and slime videos with my cousin or my friends, and I would put them up on YouTube, and that's literally it. I haven't been someone that's wanted to do YouTube for my whole life, but it's a fun little thing you can do once you figure out how easy it is to put things out on YouTube. And I mean, it was a little too easy. I wish I remembered the name of one of my channels. I had two. I had one on my school account, and that's why I wish I could retrieve the videos because I deleted them all off of there because okay, girl, why would you post YouTube videos on your school account? So, those are gone. But my other channel is still out there somewhere, but I don't remember the name, and so hopefully one day I come across the videos again. I'm kind of messing with some things I shouldn't be in here. Anyways, second thing, I had this little YouTube ideas bag that I made, and it says YouTube video in progress or something. And it had a whole bunch of random YouTube ideas, and some of them are misspelt because I made it in I don't know, 6th grade, or actually it might have been when I was even younger because I made it with my friend that I think I stopped being friends with her in 5th grade. So I must have been younger because I literally spelt winter with an H. Because one of them was winter life hacks, or those were the kinds of ideas, and I'll insert a video of the little YouTube ideas bag. But I think it's so crazy that I found it and I made that when I was in 4th grade. So that's really special and sweet. So, yeah, that's my answer to what inspired me to do YouTube. My second question from the same gal, she said, "What's your favorite video?" Honestly, I would say my favorite video is probably The Green Man, which not many people have seen. But I love it because it was a really improvised, fun little skit video that I did that made kind of no sense, but I really liked it. And it was just really fun to make. It was on a whim, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And so I just went out and made this fake story about the Green Man and finding the pieces of his body and retrieving them back as evidence. That's that. And then anything big in the works is the third question that she had. And to be honest, maybe this is the big thing in the works. I've never done a video where I voiced over a nice, clear, good voiceover over footage before, and I thought it'd be a good idea, and it's less nerve-wracking. This is the most you're probably gonna hear me talk. At least my subscribers, because I have a hard time talking in front of the camera. Um, and I realized, yeah, I want to record like my podcast with my friend Emily, um, maybe like this, and then we can, I don't know. I'm kind of like, maybe we could put it over some other footage, or like, I just need to forget the camera's there because it's hard when you feel like you're talking to people, like out to people, instead of just like having conversation and talking and everything's flowing, it's kind of something. I don't know why it's hard for me. I love doing these little things and it's really fun to edit and everything. So that is the first 3 questions. I need to burp. Excuse me. So, the next question I'm going to answer is from my friend Ryan. And she said, your favorite movie, and go into depth about your favorite characters and why. And so, thankfully, because I was a little intimidated, because I don't know, it's really hard for me to choose my favorite movie. And when I'm trying to talk about multiple things in one video, like I have before, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go into this and talk in depth about movies that I love, I can't seem to go in depth about them, or I can't seem to go in depth about them in the right way. So, thankfully, a while ago, like in the summer, I wrote down what I thought about Princess Diaries, and I didn't mention it in that little, like, episode 2, Golden Afternoon little podcast thing. I didn't talk about it, I don't think. And so I have it written down. Some things are not maybe what I would say about it in this moment because I wrote this then, but at least it is something. So this might take me a minute. And I hope I don't stumble over my words. But one thing I was going to say is that I really love movies that leave in improvised parts a lot. And I mentioned when I wrote this down that Mia, the main character, she, let's see if I have it written down. Okay, so okay, my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts, was when she was talking to Joe, which is like her bodyguard slash chauffeur, which is her grandmother's like assistant, because her grandmother is like royalty, whatever, the queen. And one of my favorite parts is Mia, the main character, talking to Joe on the bleachers, and she's pacing up and down. And he's playing basketball, and it's raining. And she has an umbrella in her hand, and the steps are slick, so she slips on one of the steps and falls straight down to the next step. And they both laugh really hard. Like, that wasn't meant to be in the movie at all. Like, you can tell that she just accidentally slipped and they left it in. And I don't know, I just thought it was really sweet. Like, I love when movies have parts that maybe weren't meant to be in the movie, but it made it, because it just seems so much more real and authentic. Even though I mentioned also at the beginning of this little like summary I wrote about the movie, I wrote that yes, the main plot isn't really realistic, but I would say like the relationships and friendships are shown to be really authentic, except for like the girl that plays the mean girl. Like, she is of course the, like, any mean girl in any teenage girl movie. I mean, this is a Disney movie, let's be real. But to answer Ryan's question, my favorite character is Mia. Like, everybody does really like her as a main character. I love Mia. Um, and I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth about it. Um, okay. I also think I really like the movie because there was a lot more to it than just her needing to be the princess. Because she's the next heir because her father passed away when she was, like, younger. Um, so that's the plot. Um, but you had Mia and Lily making fun of the popular people, yet Mia had a crush on the popular guy, as one does. Lily's brother also has a crush on Mia. Lily has a little talk show, which is Mia's best friend, by the way, with their friend Jeremiah. Mia and Lily are trying to. What word even is that? Oh, Mia and Lily are trying to navigate this time in their friendship because it's just messy all around. I mean, Mia has to go to her princess lessons and she ends up having, like, things are falling through because Mia's hanging out with her grandma because her grandma's like trying to train her as a princess. And so, therefore, like, Mia and Lily are kind of having a sort of fallout, and like, Mia ends up missing, like, Lily's talk show that she has with Jeremiah, which I also thought was cool and different. Like, okay, her friend has this little talk show. It kind of reminds me of Raw Time, which I feel like maybe some of you guys will know what that is, where people call in and ask questions and stuff. Like, those were kind of the first podcasts, which I was like, I like that about it. Um, I guess I'll talk more in depth about Mia because, um, Mia herself, I was talking about this earlier, how she's just very well played. Like, she's not overly nerdy for an unpopular character because, I mean, there's been so many unpopular characters made, like, overly nerdy and just unrealistically, like, I'm the nerd, I have glasses, I have curly hair. That makes me nerdy. Like, yes, on the outside, but the actual character she plays is not overly nerdy. She kind of is quirky and has a cat named Fat Louie, but it's kind of like me, like, I would do the same thing. Like, I just think when it comes to her wardrobe, when it comes to the way her room look, room looked, when it comes to the way her room looked, and just the things she did, it's kind of like any teenage girl, like, just getting ready for school, and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna run downstairs and just have a bite of breakfast and run. Like, she's like, no, she has to put in her retainer to go to bed. She has to, there's just, it's just normal. It's just normal teenage girl things. And then on the other end, she's not um, like, the real shift is just her like, um, transformation on the outside. On the inside, she's still the same, which I like that they just kept her the way she was. And her mom's an artist, and they live in this renovated, like, old firehouse, and she has like a like spiral staircase and like fire pole that she like slides down. She lives up in this little, like, her room's up in an attic. It's just it's very fun. And her mom do art together. It's just, I like, I just like the movie. I don't know if I gave enough. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to that movie. But I honestly, let me see what I wrote on this page before I end. Honestly, I also really understand like kind of Lily's whole uh reaction to Mia's like makeover, because she's kind of like, "Oh, is she just going to abandon me and not be like different with me and just be like everybody else? Like, is my friend just turning on me, my only friend, like my best friend?" So I understand why she kind of freaks out and she's kind of mean and bratty towards Mia for a minute, because honestly, it's just that's a realistic like reaction. It's not like, not saying it's okay. She shouldn't have been like bratty towards Mia because she knows her personally and deep down, but also she's not gonna be happy that Mia has this princess transformation because she looks like every other girl and the very um unauthentic popular girls. So Lily was upset about it. But they did make up after she somehow convinced Lily that she was a princess. And I don't know. I just thought it was overall a super cute movie, and it's a comfort movie for lots of people, and that's that's all I have to say about that. Okay. Next up. My friend Miles said, "Who do you love most in your life?" Well, honestly, I would definitely say my dad, because he's definitely stepped up the most in my life and been like, I mean, he's helping me out with this currently, and did that podcast episode with me and everything. He's been supportive of everything I've ever wanted to do, and I don't know, I appreciate that most. Like, I appreciate that he's been there the most. Because, I mean, if I didn't have him, who would I have? It's just me and my dad, so it's kind of like, I don't know. It's definitely a really strong thing that you have to do. Like, even knowing that, because I don't want to get too deep into it, but like, knowing that my mom could potentially be here for me, like, it's kind of like, it's a strong thing you have to do to step up and be like, I wish these people could be good for my kids, and I wish these people could step up and be involved, but since they can't, I'm gonna do what I have to and be there. And so I'd definitely say my dad, and then my friends, definitely Miles. I've been friends with Miles for like 3 years. I know we're definitely not super close now, or we haven't been like insanely close, but he's definitely been a reliable, good friend. And so, I mean, what else can you say? You know, and definitely that friend group in general, like Miles and my Emily's. I do have three close friends named Emily, and so that might be a little confusing, but I love them all. And yeah, they've definitely helped me be myself and get to know myself and really express myself fully when it comes to being creative, or even fashion and stuff like that. Like, both of them are really artsy and fashionable people, and they both sell clothes and just have a great eye for vintage clothing and items in general. And I love all of that stuff, and so it just is very sweet and exactly what I would have wanted when I was younger, to have friends like these people. But so I would say those people, and my dogs, there's a lot. I don't know if Miles like technically meant only one person, but it would be very hard for me to say, like, if I who I loved most, the one person I love most. Um, but yeah, I definitely love and care about many people. So that is my answer to Miles's question. Now, I think I don't know exactly what he meant by this question, and I don't know if it's just kind of like, do you ever feel like burnt out or annoyed by your own voice when making art, or just creating things in general like this? And honestly, I feel like, yeah, like anybody does. Yeah, there's been like many, excuse me, like things that I've deleted or been like, I'm not putting that out, or it just hasn't worked out, and things that I just am like, you know what, this is better if I just redo it, or if I give it more time to develop the idea, or spend more time editing or whatnot. But I would say I do feel burnt out or less creative when it comes to my music. Like, there's a point where I was like, everything was going really good with it, and I was just, I don't know, the flow was working out, like it was just flowing, and I was able to put out 2 songs, which I don't really like very much now, but I do definitely want to get back into it. But I would say for anybody that makes anything, there's always those times where they're kind of like, I can't do this, like I can't find the right lyrics, I can't find the right sound that I want, and if I don't love it, then I don't want to put it out. If I'm not happy with it, then I don't want to, I'm just not gonna do it. So I haven't been really even picking up my guitar. But last night actually I did. And I kind of figured out a sound that I did like, but it's just like, in ways I wish I could figure out the melody before finding the chords to go with, so it's not so robotic or so like these lyrics go exactly here. I just want it to go over it and sound good, you know? It's hard to explain, but it's like, I like when songs blend together very well and it's not so cut up and like, okay, this is obviously the bridge, this is obviously the beginning, this is obviously the end. It's like, sometimes that does sound good if you're a great artist, but am I a great artist? I wouldn't say so when it comes to music or really anything. But uh yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of like, I need it to flow. So, I think that concludes all of the questions. Let me see. I'm very happy with, and I'm happy I was able to answer your guys' questions. So, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for watching my video. I had a really good time just talking about these things, and maybe I will do another video like this again. Oh, now my dogs are barking. So, anyways, love you guys very much, and thank you for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe. Goodbye.